This is a video response to random DCEs. Sega needs to get over Sonic and make something else. There are parts of this video that I do agree with, and there are other parts that I don't agree with. Bring up his first point, do we really need a new Sonic game? It's hard for me to really comment on that statement because I haven't played the last two Sonic games in the series, Sonic 06 and Sonic Unleashed, apart from the demo. And I haven't even looked at any of the games on the Wii. I don't own the system at this time. Sonic Black and the Black Knights and Sonic and the Secret Rings. For me, the franchise went very downhill very quickly after Sonic Heroes. They just got needlessly complex and they started adding characters they didn't need to. The storylines got really stupid very quickly. And honestly, rebooting the system sounds like a good idea in theory, but they need to just beta test more and get somebody else to do the voice acting, preferably somebody who knows how to do voice acting. And who knows, maybe it'll be a great series, arguably the best game of the year, or who knows, maybe it'll finally kill the franchise off now and forever. Honestly, Sonic has just become a name now that they can stamp onto anything and try to make some money from. Because essentially, there's that party game, there's that racing game that you mentioned earlier, there's that tennis game, Sonic Sega Tennis, so on and so forth. And essentially, I think this is where Nintendo has had an advantage, because near enough every person who has worked on Mario from the beginning is still working on Mario now. As for Team Sonic, I think they've had, numerous people leave over the years, and it's sort of lost its way over the years. I'm beginning to ramble now, I should be careful. Now, as previously mentioned, Sega do have a lot of franchises. I think Shinobi you mentioned, I think there were about 10 games in that series. The last one was produced in about 2004, I think. So we're well overdue for a new Shinobi game. I mean, they could even do what Nintendo have done and outsource it to Team Ninja and just say, give us a good game. I mean, Team Ninja are somewhat professionals, apart from Extreme Beach Volleyball. But anyway, it goes without saying that they are neglecting other franchises. Streets of Rage. I think what was the last one they produced? Did they just end the series after 3, or have there been other games for other systems? I generally have no idea at this precise moment. I heard rumours about a new Vector Man game, but I'm not sure if that's true or not. I even saw some earlier footage of a 3D Vector Man going back a couple of years. There's always that rumour about a new Jet Set Radio game. I think, was it called Future or Fusion? I would personally love to see that. Jet Set Radio is a fun, exciting industry with a unique and interesting style. I'd also like to see a new installment of the Bonanza Brothers. If you don't know what that is, it's a game where you play two brothers who go around robbing people blind. It's like Cops and Robbers, but if it was a video game. But anyway, that's just wishful thinking. Sega and Nintendo aren't the only two guilty of underusing certain franchises. I would personally love to see Konami produce a new 3D Sparksters game, for the current generation consoles. If you don't know what Sparksters is, it was a game where you play an anthropomorphic possum rescuing a princess. Anyway, I'm starting to ramble again. There is another point that I'd like to bring up, where you say Sega are only producing crap and they're almost like the new Ed Woods of the game industry, and that I totally disagree with. I mean there are worse game companies out there like LJN and Acclaim, and those two game companies alone have kept the angry video game nerd busy and probably will keep him busy for the next 100 years or so, knowing their track record. And anyway, Sega have produced new and interesting games this year. In fact, they produced one game that I would say is arguably the best game that I've played of this year, Valkyria Chronicles. A very good game, apart from they spend a little bit too much time talking about bread and the best way to eat said bread. Anyway, there are other games that they are working on. I think they own the Total War series. Bayonetta, I think they're working on. Alien vs Predator, that new game that looks fairly interesting. I think they own the Total War series. There's that new installment in the Phantasy Star series, so on and so forth. I could go on and on about games that they have made and are going to be making. You know, but that would get very boring very quickly, and I really want to end this video shortly. In conclusion, maybe there are certain franchises that are best left dead and forgotten. Would we really like to see a world where Aero the Acrobat and Awesome the Amazing Possum make a comeback? No, not really. Or maybe there's some fight still left in the old hedgehog. You know, maybe one good game left still in him. But anyway, I've been Aaron Big One, and bye, and thanks for watching. And I'll see you all on the bounce.